This political party, the Democratic Party, have lied to us about everything. They've lied about being the party of the middle class. They've lied about being the party of peace. They've lied about being the party of that wants to help poor people. Okay? What the last several weeks have proven to us all is that this is a cadre of criminals and losers and spoiled children of affluent parents who were more concerned about looking good than actually doing good. These are people who were more concerned about looking like they were doing something for the American people than actually doing things for the American people. And that's why I'm so angry. Because this party lied to me while stealing my tax dollars. The Democratic Party lied to us all while they brought in millions of illegal immigrants for their own political purposes for the last 4 years. 20 to 30 million illegal aliens brought in, and now we come to USAID being probably the largest money laundering operation in American history. Congratulations, Dems. You've outdone even Bernie Madoff. I'm disgusted beyond words. Disgusted with the waste of money. Disgusted with the waste, with the fraud. With the way that you people use color legitimacy, and the way you use black people as f***ing mules to get us to push whatever f***ing agenda you wanted to. The amount of division you used black people to sow upon the American people, you used us for that. And I will never, ever forgive this political party that I've gone through personally. Y'all were supposed to be the party of free speech, the party of women's rights. You have immolated all of those things. And then, as if enough weren't enough, you then decide that you're going to die on the hill of USAID, a government audit. You're trying to prevent a government audit because some of you really are trying to stay out of prison. We see the game now. Y'all been out here telling us that the game was rigged against certain people. Well, now we found out who the people that were rigging the game were. Congratulations. Y'all are never going to win another political race ever again.
The Democrats are in quite the pickle because not only are they on the wrong side of all the major issues happening in this country right now, they're also losing voters. And as you can see on the screen over here, according to Gallup, for the third year in a row, party affiliation is actually leaning towards the GOP. Okay. And as a matter of fact, numbers haven't been this good for the GOP since all the way back in 1991. So clearly there is a change. There is a movement in this country, and all the momentum is moving towards Donald Trump. Now, some Democrats who have a functioning brain will actually try to get out of the way of that barreling train, but other Democrats are going to try to step right on the tracks and get run over by it. But before we get to these clips, don't forget to like and comment on this video so we can break through the algorithms. Here we go.
Why is the Democratic Party viewed as toxic by so many? Like, even people inside the party acknowledge that.
I think their primary currency was shaming and scolding and talking down to people and telling them, hey, I know better than you, or you're dopes, or you're a bro, or you're ignorant, or, you know, don't you, you know, how can you be this dumb? I can't imagine it. Like, and then, by the way, they're fascists. How can you vote for that? And, you know, when you're in a state like Pennsylvania, like, I know and I love people that voted for Trump, and they're not fascists. You know, they don't support insurrection and those things. And you know, if you go to an extreme and you become a boutique kind of a proposition, then you're going to lose the argument, and then we have done that. When I show up at like a working site, I can all but guarantee you, you know, if they're politically engaged, who they vote for, why they would vote there, and they just think they want to identify with people seem to be looking out for me. Or for me, I described the 24 election was not about obscure kinds of policies. It's a gut check kind of vote. And they are going to ask themselves, who is going to protect or project my personal view of the American way of life? And who's the better match for what I believe is the American way of life? And I'm going to vote for that person. And that's why I think Trump won. And then, like, for example, the new leadership of the DNC, the vice chair, abolish ICE. And now the other thing saying, defund the police and those things. I'm concerned that we really haven't paid attention on what happened, and have we looked up at the scoreboard and been like, oh, by the way, we've lost.
How do Democrats win back white men like yourself?
I don't know, and truthfully, I'm not sure if that's possible, to be honest. I think that's been seriously eroding for a while, and in some cases, in the conversations I've had, a lot of people. They don't even want to say it publicly, but they just feel like, the other side seems like it's like men, that men's the problem, men are to blame, or their masculinity is toxic, or unless you're able to conform to our very strict kinds of definition of what we think's appropriate, well then, hey, I'm going to find an alternative, and they've done that.
So John Fetterman, there was some harsh truths for the Democrat Party, right? The bullying tactics, calling someone a fascist or racist or Nazi. None of this works anymore. We no longer care, all right? We know who we are. We know what we believe. We know what we stand for. And we're going to go ahead and brush off all of those attacks as if they were nothing, because that's exactly what they are. We're going to ignore every single thing you have to say. But that's all the Democrats really had in their bag o' tricks, okay? All they had was coming out and saying, hey, look how good we are because we're going to white knight for all the people out there who are supposedly oppressed. We don't have actually any ideas to help you in your community. And as a matter of fact, all the ideas we do have are only going to hurt your pocketbook, hurt your family. And apparently the Democrats forgot that a whole bunch of people who were not Republican actually voted for Donald Trump. And if they go ahead and double down on all of these ideas they have of like abolishing ICE, abolishing the police, okay, then by all means, look forward to a future of not winning elections, which honestly is what I look forward to. But apparently it's gotten so bad that even CNN has to admit that the optics are not looking good for the Democrats.
Adrian, this is your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Optics matter.
They do.
And I have to say that frankly, if the Biden administration had paid better attention to that, they might have been better off.
I agree with her on that. I agree with you.
I completely agree with that. Look, it's all about storytelling, and especially with so much noise that's coming at us every single day, these visuals break through.
Yep.
I think that the Biden administration, and I also think Democrats going forward, should have taken a page out of how the January 6th committee handled some of their visuals. They hired a team to literally produce videos ready for made TV and social media. They really painted the picture in a 45-second to a 1-minute soundbite. That is what we have to start doing as a Democratic Party if we're going to capture the attention of independent voters, swing voters, people who are just living their everyday lives. We have to meet them where they are. Yes. And a lot of that is the visuals and the storytelling.
Well, I definitely hope that Democrats follow the lead of the January 6th Commission, because we saw, despite that prime time showing that they did, it didn't do enough to change the election. I'll disagree with you. It is not that this is for Trump base because the base is easily entertained. 76 million people voted for Donald Trump.
I've heard that before.
That's just the truth. So you don't have to make a distinction between the 76 million people, because they too were attracted to many of those same things. So it wasn't just that Trump's base, who doesn't know any better, were easily
I think that
entertained.
Trump looks for people who have a certain something about them that's a je ne sais quoi, for lack of a better word, and he wants to make sure he calls it just the telegenic. You can stand in front of a camera and hold attention. You can make people.
For his cabinet nominees, that's
for a lot of
absolutely the
people
case.
that they are out of central casting. That is how
100%.
Well, if you look at the people that he chose, that's exactly one of the reasons, because they were good spokespeople. And that's what Donald Trump wanted this time around. I love seeing Kristi Noem on the horse. People mock her. Well, for one, because she rides horses. That's literally
what does that have to do with her job?
But here's the thing, though.
Nothing.
But here's the
what
thing,
does
though.
that have to do with her job?
Whether you've supported Trump or you don't, the imagery actually projects promises made, promises kept on immigration. even the liberals understand and believe that Trump is carrying out that promise. And part of it is the way that he is doing it, using military airplanes, doing it on camera, taking Dr. Phillip.
Going to the Super Bowl.
So of course optics matter because people remember the things they see, but also the messaging is important because you have to be talking about things the American people actually agree with. And then of course, the big follow-up is the action. Are you actually following through with what you said you were going to do? So put all of that together and bam, you have Donald Trump, okay? And that of course is what's happening right here. They're admitting that yes, it looks like Donald Trump is succeeding on the border because he actually is. It's not just because of the military aircraft, it's because we're actually doing raids. We're actually capturing criminals and deporting them. He's actually following through with his promises. Yes, promises made, promises kept is exactly what it looks like. But I do find it hilarious that the Democrat talking head says, oh, we have to do more of what we did with the January 6th trials. Yeah, because that was a huge success, right? You brought in Hollywood producers to put this stuff together and nobody cared. All right. Even to this day, no one cares. The January 6th insurrection is not on top of people's mind. All right. What we really care about is how safe our streets are and how much we can actually afford to provide for our families. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and stay safe out there, people, because they're coming after you.